Football Carrot Tap podcast and myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of the football this weekend I didn't watch. I've been away in Nice. Went to go and check my guy Jeremy Boga, who's out playing for Nice, and went to watch his game. He scored the goal that secured European football for them next season. So, yeah, that was what I was up to this weekend. But I got back in time for today. Arsenal versus Man United versus Arsenal, and I got back into my house around 15 minutes right before kickoff. Hadn't seen the starting lineups, knew nothing about who was playing where and whatever. I just knew it was a result that we had to win. It was a result that we had to get. Sorry. And sugar. I saw the Man City game earlier on this weekend, and to be honest, I'm not even going to talk about that one too much because I already knew that they were going to win. And to be honest, for the rest of the season, it's kind of got this feeling of inevitability about it. As much as I support Arsenal and I want Arsenal to win, I cannot see, and I haven't been able to see, Man City dropping points for however long. And, we're hearing that Arsenal have now won more games than, in the Premier League season than any time under, Wenger or whatever. But it's still not enough. And that sometimes you just have to hold up your hands and just be like, it's not enough. Arsenal tried. And, that game against Villa come back to bite us in the arse. But it doesn't really matter because you literally have to be perfect. Anything less than perfect, you're not going to win the league. So I'm hoping that City somehow drop points against Tottenham. I don't think they are. I saw Tottenham saying goodbye and thank you to the fans as if they don't have more games. They're done. Tottenham have checked out. They could still get top four, with a bit of luck, but I can't see Tottenham doing anything but lying down because obviously they don't want Arsenal to win the league. And so Haaland looks like he's back to scoring goals, right in time. De Bruyne stepping up with assists and whatnot right in time. Foden seen out the season the same way he played all season. And it's just, like I said, it's just that inevitability. So then all Arsenal can do is just do their job, go and win games. And they didn't. I think today at Old Trafford, the first 5 minutes, I felt like Arsenal started well. And I was like, yeah, we're up for this. But then we were just really sloppy. No homes. But Arsenal were just, passes were going all over the place. Nothing was sticking to him. Even when he did have time, his passes were just off it. So then we're turning over possession. Partey still doesn't look match fit, if I'm being honest. He's all right, but he's not match fit. You can see he's not match fit. It was just a bit passive, even the tempo Arsenal were playing with just wasn't there. And it gave Man United the chance to grow into the game and control the game, to be honest. And I say control the game, but they never ever really looked like they were going to really hurt Arsenal. Do you get what I mean? There were a couple times where when Højlund slipped, that was one that comes to mind. Another time when it opened up for Garnacho in the second half when Ben White and Saka got their bearings mixed up. But outside of that, it was just one of those performances where you just have to get the 3 points. And anyone that's watched Arsenal for long enough, especially if you support Arsenal, you'll know that going to Old Trafford has always been one of those games where no matter how good... Listen, I've seen Arsenal go to Old Trafford, batter United for 90 minutes and still lose. And I've seen that quite a few times. So for me, going to Old Trafford today, especially when you see that Man United have, at Old Trafford, they've got results against other teams in the top six and they haven't actually been too bad. When you see that, I was like, oh my gosh, let's just get this goal. We obviously get the goal. And, from there, I'm just like, please, let's just kick on a bit more. But no, I mean, in hindsight, 1-0, one goal was enough, but I wasn't comfortable all throughout the game. I felt as if, even though they weren't creating anything, football is a funny game. And, they could have just got an equaliser from a set piece or just a mistake made by a player. and it wasn't the case. What I do want to talk about, earlier in the season, I spoke about Gabriel, and that clip, if you go on the Instagram and TikTok, that clip is actually still doing numbers. Today I'm going to speak about Saliba. And I'm always quick to like, not downplay, players, but I'm always quick to just, okay, steady on when it comes to players, especially Arsenal players, when people talk highly of them. But you're looking at Saliba, and I think I saw that he got man in the match today. Well, I know he got man in the match today, but I think I saw online that he got man of the match against the other top 4 or top 6 clubs when we played them. And all I'm saying is that those who doubt the impact of losing him last year, those who doubt that, just have to look at this year and see what we've done. And yes, I know defensively as a whole we're better, but Saliba is just really, really good. I felt like it wasn't his best today, Gabriel. But Saliba, every test that came to him, he passed it, and passed it with flying colours. And Arsenal in Saliba have a player that is going to go all the way to the top. He's a player that if Arsenal can keep him for the best years of his career, and beyond that, obviously, we are looking at possibly one of the best defenders that the league has ever seen. I don't say he's there now. He still needs to do what he's doing at this level for numerous seasons. He still needs to, help deliver titles and win trophies. He still needs to do all of that. But in terms of potential and ceiling, there's no reason why Saliba can't go on to become one of the best defenders. Is he one of the best defenders we've seen? No. In terms of potential, possibly. But he was just so good today. There was that moment where everyone remembers, I know this, like where Garnacho's running at him and he's just calm, confiscated the ball and then goes out and starts playing. And that just typified his game today. So, yeah, big up Saliba. Saka was a bit... you know what? I just felt like the team were just not at it. In terms of United, Diallo, you know what? Shout out Ahmed Diallo. I think it's criminal. I think it's absolutely criminal that Diallo has been there. I said this earlier in the season. Diallo, what was it? I think it was after the Liverpool game I said it. I think it's criminal that Man United have had Diallo. I'm not talking about when he's been injured, because he's injured, so no. But since he's been back, United have had Diallo continuing to put him on the bench, leave him on the bench, bring him on 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, but continue to play Anthony. When you look at Diallo, and it's night and day in terms of impact and in terms of effectiveness in the game. It's night and day. Diallo was on stuff today, Ahmed Diallo. Whereas Anthony, you know what you get with Anthony, but Anthony's the one that will continue to get game time. He's the one that will continue to play in. And it just, again, that's just typical of Manchester United. Ten Hag come out in a press conference complaining about injuries and this and that, and Arsenal haven't had as many injuries. Always complaining. Ten Hag is always complaining. But let's just talk about when you've had players available, and let's just talk about the fact that you still come across incompetent. You still come across as a manager that doesn't know what they're doing. Because again, when Diallo's been fit, you haven't picked him and you've been losing. You can't blame injuries on that one, whatever. Like, he's just, I don't know, man. And again, that's going to be an interesting one if they keep him or not. Because I thought it was just a given that he wasn't gonna stay. But the more I look at what is going on, the more it looks like, they might actually give him a chance. And where Ten Hag has been lucky is that with the takeover and injuries and whatever else, there's always been an excuse made for him, which I don't agree with. Injuries maybe, but no. In terms of the way they play, no. There's always been excuses made for him, and that's where he's been lucky. So I honestly do believe, though, that if they do give him another year, I don't think anything will change. Even if they back him to the highest degree, I don't think anything's going to change. You can bring in better players, but the outcome is still going to be what it is. I heard Gary Neville was talking about with Manchester United, a load of players have regressed. No player goes there and improves or maintains or sustains like the level they were at when they were bought. And I agree. And there's got to be something happening there within that team. And I don't think Ten Hag is going to change that anytime soon, unless you're going to give him a 3-4 year unlimited budget to make something happen. I can't see that. I can't see that changing anytime soon. Casemiro as well. Listen, over the last week, Casemiro has been getting it, but I'm going to be one of those people and say that Casemiro is not finished. I don't believe Casemiro is finished. I don't believe he's performing at the level that we know him to perform at. But this team has finished him. He's tired. He's tired. Like, you can't ask a player, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's bloody Ronaldo or Messi. No player can do it all by themselves. You're playing Casemiro as a centre-back, yeah, and leaving him exposed time and time again. And then when he's making these mistakes, don't get me wrong, there are times where he's just making mistakes and he's playing poorly, 100%. But this whole thing with Jamie Carragher calling him finished, and then obviously he didn't help himself today against Arsenal by being the last man. But no, I don't believe Casemiro's finished. I don't believe they're going to sell him unless they get a stupid bid from Saudi Arabia. And the reason why I say that is because I think I heard, I was watching the overlap. Oh no, stick to football. And I think I heard that he's still got 2 years left on his contract, and he's on the money he's on. Who's gonna pay? Who's gonna afford to pay that? He's cushy. He's cushy. But if you give him the right people around him, I do believe that Casemiro will perform at a certain level. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you can bet if he's in the team where better players are doing what they're supposed to do, there's a system in place that doesn't leave him exposed all the time. But I believe you'll see a better Casemiro. So all this talk about Casemiro's finished and they should sell him, I don't agree. I see why people say that, but I just don't agree. I just think right now he's tired. But I don't think he's finished. He's what, 32? Nah, man, he's still got at least a year left at Premier League level. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you don't just lose all that overnight. What else is there to talk about? I think that's it for me. Tomorrow I'm going live. I'm going to watch the Liverpool game, or tonight, whenever you guys hear this. And yeah, I just thought I'd come in here, give something quickly. Also, I've got a new co-host. So those of you who've been listening to the podcast for time, the reason why I do these shorter ones is because obviously it's just me, and I don't think you don't want to hear me talking for 1 hour. But I've got a new co-host who's going to be starting next season, and I think you lot are going to be happy with this new co-host. You know, you lot can guess who it is without me saying too much, but I'm not going to confirm or deny anything till next season. You know, we still need to get it over the line. You know, I'm going to get someone on a Bosman, so we still need to iron out personal details, signing on fee, and all of that. Image rights is a massive one with this person. So yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be it. But yeah, that's it from me. Let me know in the comments what you think about what I've said, what you think of the Arsenal match. Will Ten Hag stay? Diallo, why they didn't give him why Ten Hag hasn't been rating him. Also, Amrabat played alright today as well. But Amrabat just plays like a guy that's always just excited to be there. Amrabat plays like a guy who knows he's playing at a team above his level. This is as good as it gets. So I feel like whilst he's here, he's just going to enjoy it. And he knows after next season, he's gone. I mean, after this season, he's gone. So, but he played well today. I think that's it from me. Yeah. Arsenal going to the final week with, hopefully come Tuesday, Man City against Tottenham, do what they need to do, at least get a draw, and then it's game on. But I can't see it happening, especially when not with Tottenham. So, but yeah, that's me, guys. Can you not see anything happening in the title running? No. All right, cool. In a bit, guys. I'm out.